It is Wednesday morning, and please welcome to the show the legend that is Simon Cowell's here.
Hello. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Now, Simon, you are in with some very exciting news. You've got a brand new TV show.
Yeah, a very last-minute brand new TV show.
How last minute are we talking?
We decided to do this about a week ago.
And you've got to put together a TV show in the space of...
4 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. We'd planned to do this show in 2020. It was always going to be X Factor Groups 2020. Then for certain reasons, we thought, actually, we're going to have to bring this show forward this year.
May I ask what those reasons were?
Well, the reasons is that as happens a lot in the TV business, a lot of people have the same idea for a show at the same time.
Okay.
I have a show called La Banda as an example, which is a search for a group show which we launched in America 5 years ago. And that runs all over the world. Little Mix actually came to see me maybe a year and a half ago to say they were planning on doing this show, which I thought was going to go out in 2021. But I couldn't because we have La Banda, and we were going to do X Factor groups in 2020.
Okay.
So, slight conflict. Anyway, cut a long story short, no big deal. They brought their show forward, so I brought my show forward.
And you're Simon Cowell. If there's one man who can pull an incredible show together in 4 weeks' time...
Well, that's, to be honest with you, that is part of the fun. One of the main factors is that when you audition, you can see thousands and thousands of people, and sometimes a group is built around one or two people. I didn't want to run the risk that we may not find that person. They may find that person before us. So, I admit it, I'm very competitive, but it's all done, hopefully, with a sense of fun. Most important thing is you've got to find two successful groups.
That's
at the end of it. And what we also, and I got a lot of stick for saying this, but I'll say it again, is that K-pop is, one of the biggest music phenomenons in years. And I have a lot of admiration and respect for what they've done. But when it was happening, I was thinking, it would be great if each country could have their own version of a K-pop kind of group, but what it would look like differently in each country. So we've just sold it in India, one of our shows, to launch iPop, India Pop. So in the UK, we were always going to launch the show to launch UK Pop.
Nice. You weren't tempted by U-pop? Doesn't work, does it?
We missed the kingdom.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
we missed
true.
the kingdom. But genuinely, that was the idea. So during this audition, it's not just about the way you look. It's not just about the way you sing. It's your attitude. And if you were going around the world representing UK pop, what would that group look like? Both boys and girls.
So I believe there is, it is Wednesday, so there's 1 day left to get your entries in, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say to the people listening right now to make them get up, go and enter, and potentially have this incredible career?
Take every perception you've got about what you think a boy band and girl band is all about and throw it in the bin. It is not, with me, it's never been about telling people what to say, what to wear, what to do. One Direction is a good example. I just said to them, everything is down to you. You choose the records, I'll help you, work with some of the best producers, blah, blah, blah. Do what a record label does. But once we found that record, it is down to you. Little Mix, the same thing. They made all their decisions, they made themselves. That's
Right.
why they're such a huge band. So for someone who might think, I'm going to be told what to do and wear dreadful clothes and have to do horrible dancing, that is, honest to God, not the case.
Okay.
Zayn, for example, when he did the audition that year on the One Direction year.
The famous dancing clip.
Yeah, well, he'd lost his nerve at that point, and I went to find him, and I said to him, look, this might be one shot. I know it's embarrassing, but it's only going to be for like a minute. Just do it, and let's see what happens.
Okay.
And from that, we remembered him, and he ended up in the group, blah, blah, blah. So, Cabela, I found on an X Factor audition in America where she was a reserve. So she wasn't actually supposed to be singing that day.
Right.
And she was in tears, and I asked her why she was crying. They said they wouldn't let me audition. I said, well, I could let you audition.
Yeah.
So 5 minutes later, she auditioned. She did great. I did think at the time she probably would do better off being in a group for a couple of years. So Fifth Harmony, came about because there were some other people similar to who just needed a bit more experience.
Okay.
And now she becomes one of the biggest solo artists in the world.
Look at her now.
Yeah. So, being in a group, the right group, at the right timing, it can lead to the most amazing things.
Now, you mentioned One Direction there. Are you still in contact with the boys? Do you speak to them?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, always the first question is, will they get back together? My gut feeling is...
You beat me to it, Simon.
But yeah, I do think it will happen.
Do you?
Yeah, it would be nuts not to. Even if it was a one-off event for something, it's just too big an opportunity not to do.
And what do you think to their solo stuff so far? Do you think any one of them could even go bigger than 1D managed? They're doing very well at the moment, but 1D was such a monster.
I think they're all doing brilliant. I have respect for every one of them. They've all gone off in their different directions.
Nice pun.
I thought about that. Actually, maybe that could be the name for the next band. Second Direction. I'll give you half on that.
Right.
No, but they're great, and they were always nice guys. They were fun. Sense of humour, again, is really important in a group.
Okay.
You've got to have fun.
Well, with that in mind, Simon, I was going to ask you, if you were going to place my good self in a band, what kind of role would you put in? Which sort of member would I be? The sort of... someone off camera saying the drummer.
Normally the drummer doesn't sing, so that's the safe place to go.
Okay, not can I be the sort of the roguish sort of kind of like bad boy one?
On the drums.
On the drums, as long as I'm out the way.
You could be a bad drummer. Yeah.
Right, okay. Now, Simon, I have a bit of a confession to make. And you are obviously probably the most famous judge of character in the world. I've made a terrible mistake and I'd like you to help me clean it up.
Right.
I forgot my mother's birthday. And
when was it?
It was yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, and as I called her up, it was just as they were sitting down to the family meal that I'd forgotten about.
Yeah.
And she was basically nearly in tears.
I bet.
First of all, what do you think to that?
Appalling.
Okay. Second of all, don't mince your words, Simon.
No, it's pretty bad.
Second of all, would you be able to help me out?
Well, first of all, I would just say, look, I deliberately did this because I'd surprised my own birthday party for you a week later.
Oh, clever.
So I deliberately didn't go to yours because I wanted you to have two birthday parties.
I mean, I've already sent apology flowers, so I don't know.
Just so that's all part of the act.
It's all part of the act.
Yeah.
Would you be able... She's a massive Simon Cowell fan.
Okay.
Would we be able maybe to get her on a bit of a FaceTime and you could sort of give a happy birthday and apologise on my behalf?
And we'll go along with this lie.
Yeah, yes, brilliant. Yes. Perfect. That's what I want you to help me live out a lie, Simon.
Okay, I can do that. What's her name?
Her name is Catherine.
You can remember that?
Yeah. Let me check my notes.
Check.
It's Catherine.
Catherine.
Good morning, Mum.
Hi, darling. How are you?
Hey, Mum. I'm very well. Do you know you're very upset with me for forgetting your birthday?
Yes.
Well, I've got something to try and make it up to you.
Have you? What?
Yeah. Simon Cowell's here.
Can you hear me?
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Hello.
How are you?
Yes,
Well, first of all, happy birthday.
Oh.
I didn't forget it. Did you get my flowers?
I did.
Good. I never forget. Look, I have to admit, because your son did tell me what was happening, what you may not know, but you're going to find out now. The reason he didn't turn up is that he's prepared his own separate birthday party for you.
Oh, God. Okay.
No, but it's going to be really expensive.
Yeah, all right, Simon.
Spending a fortune on it.
Not that expensive.
And that includes a suite at a very expensive hotel.
Lovely hotel.
In town.
Travel
room
lodge.
Service. No, not travel lodge.
Travel lodge is good these days. It's good enough for Lenny Henry.
I could think of a few others.
Frankie and Benny's afterwards,
This was
Mum.
really to show you how much he really does love you, and he hadn't forgotten about you. It is going to cost him an awful lot of money.
Not that much money.
But
I'm glad to hear it.
yeah, so I thought I would deliver that news to you.
That's so kind of you. Thank you so much, Simon.
Okay, and I will never forget your birthday.
Oh,
All right, Simon.
thank you so much.
Don't start flirting with my mum, Simon.
No, I'm not flirting. I just felt so bad that she didn't think that you loved her anymore, but you do. And
Simon, you're throwing me under the bus here.
but this is going to be worth a lot. The extra money it's going to cost you.
Yeah, Frankie and Benny's it is, Mum. See you later. Right, mate, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
That's actually genuinely true. I did completely forget.
Awful.
Terrible person.
Terrible.
Simon, yesterday we mentioned you're on the show, and as we said, you are the best judge of character in the country.
Sometimes.
We got listeners to message in their kind of situations, their scenarios, and we wanted to put it to Simon Cowell, the greatest judge in the country, and you could judge them and see what you think and maybe give him some advice. So first one, Daniel said, am I a bad person if I keep eating my housemate's food but replace it the next day?
No.
I think that's fine.
No, it's fine.
Have you ever done that?
Of course.
Within the
I haven't replaced it, but I have eaten someone else's food, yeah.
James says, my girlfriend and I went vegan together, but I secretly eat nuggets every day at work.
That's not great.
Okay.
That's not great, yeah. And it's not a nugget. It is a piece of chicken. That's a yellow card.
Okay.
Yeah, one more time. That's the red card.
Right. Gabby's message in saying, I matched with my best friend's ex on Tinder and now we're dating, but she doesn't know. Is that okay?
Dreadful. I love the fact they're even asking. Is that all right? Yeah, of course it's all right.
Is that the red card?
That is a red card.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's put a time frame on
plus
here.
a ban on top of that, I think.
What, like a 6-match ban as well?
Yeah. No, 6 months.
6-month ban?
Yeah.
What would you say is the time limit there? If obviously they broke up years and years and years ago, is that maybe better?
Look, I'm the last one to talk in this scenario. Doesn't
Right, thank you very much. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank
the
you.
greatest
And thank
judge.
God we've made your mother happy again. That was the most important thing.
And that is a sentence I did not expect to hear Simon Cowell say to me.
That is true.
Right, Simon, thank you so much.
Thank you.